This is an All Ears English Podcast, episode 50.
50!
Yeah! Meeting Monday, breakfast success in the U.S. Welcome to the All Ears English Podcast, where you'll finally get real native English conversation. Now here are your hosts, Lindsay McMahon, the English adventurer, and Gabby Wallace, the language angel, coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts, USA.
In today's episode, you'll learn how to eat a smart breakfast and how to avoid gaining weight while you're living in the U.S. So, hey Gabby, what's happening?
Hey Lindsay, not much. What's up with you?
Not too much. Today, we're going to talk about the most important meal of the day, and that is...
breakfast.
Breakfast. So, I like to eat breakfast. How about you? Do you like to eat breakfast?
I love to eat breakfast.
Absolutely.
In the U.S., I think we have a really great breakfast culture. Breakfast may be my favorite meal of the day.
I think it's mine too, you know?
Nice.
I mean, the breakfast food is just good in general, as a general rule. What are
Comfort food.
Yeah. What are some typical breakfast? So if someone's living here in the U.S., what can they expect to see on a breakfast menu?
Breakfast menu, I think pancakes, waffles, bacon, eggs, sausage, maybe oatmeal.
Muffins, English muffins, which are different.
Bagels.
Toast.
Definitely coffee and juice.
Omelets.
Yeah. Oh, omelets. Yeah. French toast.
Oh, yes. French toast, of course.
Yes. Hash browns.
Absolutely. But what's the problem with a lot of those foods?
Yeah, a lot of these foods are really heavy.
Heavy and greasy.
Yeah. And those are foods that typically you'd eat if you go out and you have time. Like maybe on a Saturday or a Sunday, and you have time to really relax and eat. But the thing is, during the week, like Monday through Friday, we tend to rush, right? And we just need to get to work or get to school, and we'll often have a really quick breakfast. Sometimes you're forced to eat out, maybe at a fast food place or a cafe. So we want to talk about some strategies for staying healthy and eating a good breakfast even when you're in a rush and you can't cook at home or you can't, go out for a leisurely breakfast.
Yeah, so one thing that we would say in terms of a strategy is just try to avoid the drive-through at all costs. The drive-through is where you take your car through, obviously, the window at McDonald's or Burger King.
You don't have to get out of your car. You just order from your car and you get the food in your car and then you eat while you're driving.
It's actually kind of disgusting.
And dangerous.
Yeah, and
you'll probably end up at work with coffee all over you. No good.
No good. So what could you do instead?
Get out of your car, go into a cafe or, a fast food place. I mean, they are fast, or maybe a convenience store. And one of my favorite tips is about coffee. Everyone knows I love coffee, drink it every day, but I always drink it black. So no sugar, no cream. So that keeps it really healthy. Without the added calories or, negative effects of those, the cream and sugar. So I personally like black coffee. It's an acquired taste, but it's much healthier.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That makes a lot of sense. So what else can people do?
I advise, to really go protein heavy, like avoid too many carbs, like a bagel or a scone, or trust me, I love that stuff.
Sure,
it tastes so
great.
good, right? And just, disclaimer, I'm not like a health expert or anything, but, I do like to read about nutrition, but, please take my advice with a grain of salt, but I always personally like to eat protein. Like if I can have egg or sausage or even yogurt. I think that gives me some strength to keep going through the morning until lunch.
Yeah, and for me, I like some kind of cereal, but I stay away from those flaky sort of breakfasts because it's all carbs and you're hungry by 10 a.m. and it doesn't help you. So I like to go for oatmeal in the morning. That's a major staple, I think, in the diet here. A lot of people like to eat oatmeal, and I like to put it with milk, and it keeps me full all day. The fiber in oatmeal is incredible.
Yeah, it's very filling. One other thing, if you don't like any of the offerings that we typically eat in the U.S., try to see if you can order a lunch item for breakfast. Like, you could probably get a salad or a sandwich, and that is perfectly fine to have for breakfast. I mean, why not? Why can't you eat a salad for breakfast?
Why not?
It's a good strategy.
So let's say you've got your breakfast and now you're rolling into work.
Yes. Or school.
Yeah, and of course it's typical. A lot of students that I talk to, they're surprised where they see people in the U.S. running around with coffee in their hands. It's not as common, but we do it. Yeah.
Walk and eat or walk and drink. Yeah. And then once you get to school, let's say you're going to class, you have to ask your professor if he or she is okay with you eating in the class. Typically, they'll say something about that, but if they don't, you want to ask, because sometimes it's okay to eat in class, but sometimes it's not. It's considered rude. But typically, yes, you can drink coffee, juice, water, definitely, during class.
Yeah, and most of the time in a typical business meeting, you could also do that.
Yeah, so if you're at work, right, if you're just at your desk alone, you could certainly eat and drink coffee, not drink alcohol. But yeah, if you're in a meeting, it's totally acceptable to drink coffee or have some beverage like juice or water. And they may even give you something depending on where you work. They may have some donuts or some coffee for you.
It's typical for those big corporations to have meetings catered sometimes, where someone comes in with a tray of donuts and muffins, and unfortunately you're going to get a lot of sort of not so nice food there, the carbs. Yeah.
This reminds me, I even had an interview where I was being interviewed, and the woman, she loved coffee so much that she was actually drinking coffee throughout our interview. So it's so common to have coffee everywhere and at any time in business in the U.S.
Wow. Yeah, okay. Those are some great tips.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you all for listening, and I hope that these tips were helpful to know what to expect for breakfast in the U.S.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to go deeper into this topic, I have a program that I'm working on to help you practice speaking English with native speakers around a specific topic, like staying healthy in the U.S. So if you want to try that and practice your conversation, you can go to www.speakitive.com. That's SPEAKATIVE.com, and I'll see you there.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I've seen the materials, and they're really in-depth. They look great, so I definitely recommend that too.
Great. Thanks, Gabby.
Yeah, thank you.
Gabby, what was that sound on your computer?
I just got an email from All Ears English.
Really? Oh my God, that sounds awesome.
Oh, it's so awesome. I can't believe they wrote to me.
Oh my God. And so, what did they say?
They said they have tips, and they have a free ebook for me.
Oh, that sounds so cool.
And they have a question for me too. They want to know what I think.
Oh my God, that sounds awesome. How can I get that?
You can get on the All Ears English email list at allearsenglish.com.
Yeah. So guys, we're joking around here, but we just want to let you know.
Joking.
Oh, you weren't joking? I was joking.
Oh.
Well, so we just want to let you know that you should go ahead and get on our email list, because we're going to be having some great conversations with people on the list over the next few weeks. We've got something exciting coming out.
Yeah. And we've already been having great conversations. I want to thank you guys if you already are on the email list. And thank you especially if you've been responding to our questions, because we love having that conversation with you. So if you're not in the conversation, you can still join it. Come over to allearsenglish.com and join our email list.
See you there.
Thanks for listening to the All Ears English podcast. We're here to help you learn English, and you can help us by leaving a 5-star review on iTunes. See you next time.